Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People's Show. Checking the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by XCancer. Check them out at XCancer.com. We have a new defensive coordinator here at the University of Nebraska. This is my gut reaction to Tony White being hired as Nebraska's new DC. Now, if you were like me, your first reaction may have been, I gotta learn more about Tony White. I don't know much about this individual. I knew he was the defensive coordinator at Syracuse. I knew Syracuse was a lot better this past year. I knew their defense was pretty good. That was it. So smash that like button if you're like me and eager to learn more about our new defensive coordinator, Tony White. Now, I'm going to start at the beginning. He was a 3-year starter at linebacker at UCLA, and his coaches actually praised him for his ability to act as an on-field coach, all right, with the ability to break down film of an opponent. Well, I love hearing that part. Then he played 3 seasons in the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Then he got into coaching and went back to his alma mater where he was a grad assistant. Actually, he was a high school coach for a season. Then he was a grad assistant. Then he got his first assistant coaching job coaching linebackers in 2008 in New Mexico. Then he was a cornerbacks coach at San Diego State. And later on during his tenure there, he was added the title of recruiting coordinator. I feel like almost all of our assistant coaches, except maybe 2, have been a recruiting coordinator at some point. Okay, apparently Matt Rule wants to recruit well, and he also wants to develop players because he's talked about that a ton. So I kind of like, some of these things that are starting to add up, some of the commonalities that we're starting to see with some of our assistant coaches that are being brought in. Next at Arizona State, he was the cornerbacks coach and defensive passing game coordinator. Now, during his tenure there was some shuffling of their coaches as well. He was promoted to defensive coordinator, with the Sun Devils before their final game of the 2019 season and their bowl game as well. Now, the past couple years, he has been at Syracuse. He's been their defensive coordinator. A year ago, they had the 29th ranked defense in the country. He's one of the few coaches, the only one I can think of not named Donovan Raiola, who didn't have a previous tie to Matt Rule. So he does not have a known tie to Matt Rule at this point. And it is reported that he runs a 3-3-5 defense. He's considered one of the top ACC defensive coordinators that there is, and it's reported that he's also received multiple offers from other schools, and he chose Nebraska. Now, my gut reaction. I like that we have a lot of young, hungry coaches on this coaching staff, but it's kind of like a locker room in a team. You don't just want all older guys. You don't just want all younger guys. You want a mix. You want young, hungry guys, and you want older guys. And I don't know if this guy's old or whatever, but more established. You need that veteran presence of guys who've been around just a smidge. So this guy has that. Tony White has that. Also, Ed Foley, who's on the staff as well. So I like that we're getting a little bit more of a mix. Now, admittedly, I feel like I've learned a lot in the past few minutes. I still don't know a ton. I'm going to, just like when Matt Rule was hired, I'm going to continue to research, recon, and learn about this individual. So far, I am hearing a lot of really good things about him. Now, so that's my gut reaction. Didn't know a ton. What I've learned has been good so far, but I'm going to continue to educate myself going forward. Now, I got a couple questions for you fine folks at home. What's your gut reaction? All right, good, bad, question mark? Who is this guy? What was your gut reaction? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, after watching this video, and my goal isn't to make you feel one way or the other. My goal is to educate you, give you my opinion, and then you come to your own conclusions. Let me know in the comments below. But do you feel better or worse about this hire after listening to this video? And the 3-3-5 defense, if that's what he plans on coming to Lincoln, Nebraska and running, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, Husker Nation, Mrs. Claus should be better. Go Big Red, and always remember, throw the ball. This show is brought to you by XCancer. Join the fight at XCancerStore.com and support your loved ones, your neighbors, and cancer fighters all over the world and help them gain access to revolutionary treatments. XCancerStore.com has a wide variety of t-shirts and merchandise supporting a wide variety of cancer battles so you can show off the colors that matter. Proceeds from each purchase not only help those at home, but also cancer fighters in Tanzania, Africa. Check them out at XCancerStore.com.